meeting for March. We know we've got a great crowd tonight, so there are some seats if you want to fill in and find your seat. We're going to get started and we'll try to get these good news to you so we can get you out of here. But we'll start with the Pledge of Allegiance by Dr. Tasha Robinson from, oh, you're not a doctor? Okay. From Johnson Elementary School. And then we'll ask you to remain standing for a moment of silence.
Good evening. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
You may be seated. Thank you. I'm just going where we gotta go. All right. All right, we're going to start off our recognitions and good news awards. We're going to start with our Student Artist of the Month.
Okay, I have the privilege of talking about Sage Duncan, our Artist of the Month. This month's Franklin Special District Artist of the Month is Sage. Come on up, Sage. A third grade student at Johnson Elementary. Sage created a winter fox artwork in Melanie Johnson's art class during a lesson inspired by the winter music program and sharing art with the community. Second, third, and fourth grade students displayed their winter theme artwork at the FSD Performing Arts Center on the night of their performance. Using oil pastels, Sage explored color blending and composition and worked with careful craftsmanship to create this standout piece, which you can see on the displays. You can view Sage's artwork along with other pieces by Johnson Elementary artists at the Central Office Gallery. Our thanks go to Chuck Sugg and Sonic Drive-In for their support of the Student Artist of the Month program. Well done, Sage.
Next, Ms. Newman.
Is Molly Foster here? Molly Foster? Is she not here? Do we want to hold this one? We'll hold. This is for a teacher, so we'll get her here next time.
Thank you. Next, we'll turn it over to Ms. Bell.
And I'll ask Coach Tori Lane to also come up front as well. This season, the Freedom Middle School basketball team finished with an impressive 18-3 record, winning the WMAA County AAA District 10 Championship and making history as regional champions. This remarkable run continued to the sectional finals, leaving them with just one win away from the Final Four state tournament. Coach Tori Lane noted that the team's success was built on balance, depth, and unity, with every player earning a start and contributing throughout the season. Strong leadership from captains Marshall Souls and AJ Nevels, along with key contributions from teammates across the roster, helped define this historic season. This team's perseverance, sportsmanship, and commitment made this championship season very special. And we'll also recognize Coach Trey Hunter after Coach Lane reads the names of our young men, and they can come forward right here.
All right. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you for having us. All right. First up, we have Marshall Souls. AJ Neville. Takai Phillips. Jacob Newbert. Michael Burrows Jr. Kingston Murphy. Britton Brown. Mason Todd. Trey Young. Joseph Nichols. Cody Wright. And to my team managers, Knox Mondragon. And Cameron Connor. And assistant coach, Trey Hunter.
Great job, regional champions. And now we'll have our band and orchestra and choir teachers to come forward.
Good evening. My name is Julia Culp. I'm the orchestra director at Freedom Middle. I'm going to begin by recognizing our students that made the county level honor orchestra. The Williamson County Honor Orchestra is a string orchestra for which students from Williamson County Schools and Franklin Special District audition for entry. The middle school honor orchestra is composed of the very best violinists, violists, cellists, and double bassists in the county in grades 7th and 8th. In November, 4 Freedom Middle students qualified to participate in a clinic with a guest conductor, and then they performed a concert for the public after a short weekend of preparation. This evening, we are honored to recognize Jabari Munoz, 7th grade, on the viola. Yeah. You want a sticky note too? Temperance Honeycutt, 8th grade, on the double bass. Congratulations. Marion Westerman, 7th grade, cello. And Charlie Wright, 7th grade, on the double bass. Go for it. We also had one Freedom Middle student earn a spot in the Middle Tennessee School Band and Orchestra Association Mid-State Honor Orchestra. Making the Mid-State Ensemble is an extensive audition process that tests students' knowledge and preparation of an etude, scales, and sight reading. They do the similar thing as the County Honor Orchestra. They prepare a concert and perform a full 5-piece concert after a weekend of preparation. We had one student place 4th chair overall in all of Middle Tennessee, Charlie Wright, on the double bass. Congratulations.
Good evening. My name is Shane Kimbrough. I'm the band director at Freedom Middle, and we're going to start with recognition for Mid-State. And Mid-State is an honor band that is for Middle Tennessee. And we had 2 students make Mid-State this year from Freedom Middle. And the first is Parker Boland. Parker Boland, come on down. And Andrew McClure. The next band would be the Williamson County Honor Band, and we had several students make this. And Parker, don't get too comfortable back there. Come on back down. Andrew McClure. Caleb Meeker. And we also had students make Mid-State band for jazz. So we had a jazz band, and in recognition for those who made that, Parker Boland, come down. And a face you've also seen tonight, Charlie Wright, come on back. Yes. Williamson County also has a jazz band, and that actually meets next weekend. And we have several students who made that. Wouldn't you believe it? Parker Bolin, come on down. And Charlie Wright. Come on. Indy Fine. Landon Valdez. And Caleb Meeker.
I am Candace Adams, the music teacher choir director at Freedom Intermediate School, and this year we had 36 students, which is the most I've ever had, who they auditioned for the MTVA Elementary Honors Choir and made this choir. It represents 4th through 6th grades. They performed at Bel Air Baptist Church on February 12th, and they did such an amazing job representing FSD. I was very proud of them. And so I have a lot of names to read, so you might want to hold your applause until maybe after. But I also know I have a lot of students who are not able to be here tonight. So when I call your name, come on up. Can you guys help me pass out some of these certificates? And these students also, there were around 400 students that auditioned for the choir, and they only keep about 130, so this is a huge honor to have these students make this choir. Alice Barnes, Annabelle Baker, I know Annabelle's here, Angie Silas, Aspen Lee, Aubrey Judd, Angie, Audrey Keaton. There's a lot going on right now with all these kids' practices. Ben Gilero, Bennett Golden, Brooklyn Raymond, Catherine Angel Westbrook, Clara Roth. Nobody else here? Elijah Morris, I know you're here. Come on down. Elin Sierra, Ellie Clark, Ellie Odom. I saw Ellie here. Come on down, Ellie. Eloise Donnelly, Emery Egerton, Isla Boland, Emery, Ivy Arnold, Layla Quinones, Lily Marsh, May Heidel, Magnolia Miles, Maisie Vickers, Mackenzie Cantrell, Mia Mancuso, Micah Adams, I know this one's here, Natalie Sheehan, Oliver Werner, Olivia Olson, Quinn Searles, Ramsey Reynolds, Rio Lopes, Sammy Lehner, Thor Tiller, and Zarin Rose Finley. Congratulations to these students.
Hello and good evening. I'm Erica Dar. I'm a music and chorus teacher at Freedom Middle School, and I will present first our Freedom Middle School students who participated in the MTVA Middle School Honor Choir. Their special guest clinician was Mr. Tyler Meredith, who's the program director of the Nashville Children's Choir and the chorus teacher at James Lawson High School in Nashville. Their performance event was also at Bel Air Baptist Church in Murfreesboro, Tennessee on February the 12th. And we had two students who auditioned for and participated in this prestigious event, and that is Maddie Amos and Andrew McClure. Okay, next I will be presenting students who participated in the Williamson County Middle School Honor Choir, starting with, well, I'll read through this here. Let's see, they performed at the Franklin First United Methodist Church in Franklin in October. So I had students that participated, and there were several students from Poplar Grove Middle who participated as well. So I'll be reading the names for both Freedom Middle and for Poplar Grove. So starting with Freedom Middle, we had Maddie Amos, Emmy Bingham, Elizabeth Hackett, Aiden Heidel, Andrew McClure, Matthew Rancino, Cassidy Slector, Maggie Smith, Evelyn Thornton, and from Poplar Grove Middle, Molly Ayers, Emmy Belbeck, Brielle Coggins, Addie Habegger, Mary Catherine Leverton, and Penelope Woodruff. And the last one from me. This year, there was the inaugural Tennessee Middle School All-State Choir. So we had 3 students from Freedom Middle School who will be performing as part of this inaugural event. So this is an honor choir event sponsored by the American Choral Directors Association. So students across the entire state of Tennessee auditioned, and of all the students who auditioned, only 75 across the state were selected. The event will be held in the Bryan Fine Arts Building on the campus of Tennessee Tech with a special guest clinician of Dr. Derek Fox, who's a professor of choral conducting at Michigan State University. So we had 3 students who auditioned and were accepted into this esteemed group, starting with Mackenzie Hampton, Andrea Marcantoni Nunez, and Andrew McClure. I'm just gonna clean it up.
Is our Poplar Grove band director here?
Jacob Barr.
Oh, is he?
We have Jacob.
Were they with the band ones that you had?
This is.
Those are all those.
Yeah, these are.
Did these?
That's it.
Well, let's see if we can find. Let's find a list. What was it?
There.
Oh. Ah. No, that's the choir. Is it this one? Oh, girl. Oh, no, I think that's what these are. So, no, we'll find it. Let's read that right now. Absolutely, not a problem. All right, so it looks like we have Williamson County Middle School Honor Band members from Poplar Grove Middle, band director Jacob Maurer. From Poplar Grove Middle, Benjamin Barton. Sam Lovett. And Everett Prince.
Thank you. I'll give them one more round of applause, please. Before we proceed with the rest of the meeting,
Mr. Blair, if I may, before everyone leaves, especially our teachers, obviously we have some talented, extremely talented students, but you have to have those in the amongst us that can get that talent and make sure that they continue to enhance those abilities. And our music and band teachers do a fabulous job. So we want to recognize and thank you.
thank you, teachers. We'll have just a couple of minutes break. So if you need to leave, you feel free to, and then we'll continue on with our meeting. Thank you. Uh, I don't know. All right, we're going to start back our meeting. We have public input. There's a podium to my right. If there's anyone here for public input, there's a podium to my right. Seeing no one for public input, we declare that public input has now been closed. We will now go to reports, presentations, and discussions, starting with teaching and learning. Dr. Decker.
Yes, sir. Thank you. Tonight, the TNL Spotlight illuminates updates about the FSD aerospace program, including the addition of a sixth Redbird J Velocity flight simulator and an immersive Redbird LD simulator. You need to come by and visit. Students also receive instruction, you might remember, in Redbird TD simulators. Another new addition is the 1946 Cessna 120 demonstration airplane and the accompanying A85 Continental engine. Both will provide students with invaluable experiential learning activities and comprehensive hands-on learning. Further, Dr. Snowden and several members of TNL recently presented our first National Conference Aerospace session at the American Association of School Administrators, AASA, National Conference held at the Music City Center in Nashville in mid-February 2026. And of course, our aerospace program is led by our instructor, Mr. Dollar. But the most compelling way to bring to the board the latest news is to hear directly from two of our aerospace students. So it's my pleasure to please introduce and please give a warm welcome first. We'll hear from Abigail Keel from Freedom Middle School. Welcome, Abigail.
Hi. In aerospace class, we hear words like innovation, design, development, technology, and engineering. Some students may not realize the importance of these words yet, but in the future, their livelihood could depend on them. There are 87.7 million jobs worldwide in aviation, and the aerospace program can open many doors that students were not aware of before. The class means a lot to me for a multitude of reasons, as it teaches me a lot of interesting things and can be quite fun. The aerospace field is expected to grow 6% from 2024 to 2034, which is far faster than the average for most careers. The industry generates over $1 trillion a year global, you get the point, in commercial aviation alone. Consider the vast array of professions that exist throughout the entire field of aviation. In class, we learn about some of these jobs. Without the aerospace class, I would have never known that some people can hand make the propellers on an airplane, or that planes need a mechanic and regular checkups just like a car. Mr. Dollar keeps the lessons engaging by using interesting videos and clever jokes. Most students love the flight simulators. One student said they love learning about how the airplanes function and how they improve daily life. Personally, my favorite unit was learning about the Greek myths that sparked the desire to fly. The aerospace program has really opened my eyes to many new jobs and opportunities to consider. I have thoroughly enjoyed the aerospace program and would like to thank FSD for providing the opportunity to learn more about this exciting and expanding field. On behalf of myself and my fellow students, thank you.
Thank you so much, Abigail. Now, would you please welcome from Poplar Grove Middle School, Darren Villavicencio Lopez.
Hi, my name is Darren Villavicencio Lopez. I am a student from Poplar Grove Middle School, and I just want to thank everybody that is in here tonight and Mr. Dollar for teaching us. To me, aerospace is more than just being on a sim, flying around, and hanging out with friends. To me, it means a new way of thinking. It teaches us how technology, creativity, and problem solving are all used to make flight possible. What I like the most about this class are the sims, of course, but also how it challenges us to use all the skills mentioned before. We also learn how small changes in design can lead to a big difference on how an airplane behaves and how much effort people put to make it possible. This helps me understand how important teamwork, careful thinking, and creativity are when solving problems. In the future, I could use what I've learned in careers like engineering, technology, or even space exploration. But even if I chose a different path, the problem solving and critical thinking skills I learned in the classroom will help me succeed. To me, aerospace skills shows that the learning of today can help the discoveries of tomorrow. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Darren. Thanks for your attention.
Thank you. Thank you.
Do you
Any
mind if we get a photo of the two of them with Dr. Snowden and with our incredible professor?
dollar?
Thank you guys so much. That was so incredible.
I did really appreciate hearing your perspectives. Thanks so much, you guys.
Thank you. Next, Mr. Townsend, who attended the NSBA Advocacy Institute.
Yeah, that was a great institute. It's held February 1st through the 3rd in Washington, D.C. It's dedicated to advancing educational equity and advancing and advocating for policies. What was unique about this is a lot of times you have conferences where you have notable, well, guest speakers, keynote speakers that you've heard of before, like we're also going to talk about the conference in a little bit, but these weren't names that you've ever heard of before. It was Amanda Ripley and Dr. Joseph Allen. And though the point of the conference is really more to teach you how to reach out to your legislators, how to talk to them, how you set up a meeting, and when you meet with them, how to get them to listen to what you're saying and get them to want to act the way you want them to act. The keynote speakers just had educators in the room, and so they went off on their own topics. I thought that was quite interesting. Amanda Ripley talked more about, let's see, when you have how do kids become the smartest kids in the classroom? What makes that happen? And so, of course, that's nothing to do with advocacy, but it's great to explain to us educators what her thoughts on that. And the other gentleman, Dr. Joseph Allen, his talk was more about indoor spaces. Uh, Indoor spaces can make you sick or make you well. So I guess the point I'm trying to get across is it's a great atmosphere. It's a great place. Not only do they teach you how to advocate, but if you have the time to stay there, they'll actually help you set up meetings and you get to meet with your legislators. That's not something that we have a problem here in Franklin, but for a lot of people, this is a course around the country. It was a great experience for them. So it was well worth my time. And it's not something we usually send a lot of people to, but if you ever have a chance to get up there, the time of the year was rough. It was the same time of the year we had the snowstorm here. So, flights got changed and all that. But other than that, if you can make it, it's always that same time of year. I suggest you do it.
Thank you, sir. Next, the Tennessee School Board Association Legislative and Legal Institute, Ms. Bell.
I made sure each one of you were able to receive the legislative agenda for this year. And I also wanted you just to take a look at that because it shows what Tennessee School Board Association supports and what they're also opposing. And it was very effective in being able to kind of give language to all of the areas specifically that they're supporting and why they're not choosing to support some of the areas. Not as many areas of education, but still far too many than our teachers and educators deserve to have. So this month, at the end of the month, I will be listening in on the next monthly legislative liaison information meeting. And so I'll send that information to you as well.
Thank you. I also attended the event and agree with Ms. Bell. I thought this was probably one of their better institutes that they put on. And so I was really impressed with the way they kind of changed it up and did it. But we did get a lot of information on what bills we need to be supporting and those that we need to oppose. So it was, again, always very informational for us as a school board on the bills that are going through the House and the legislation. So appreciate them having this every year. All right. Also, we recently attended the Consortium of State School Board Associations conference, COSPA, in Louisville, Kentucky. So if anyone would like to share about their experience there, we are now open. Ms. Barker?
Okay, it's always great to go and hear what other states are doing, what other states' challenges they're facing, and to learn and to get outside of your box and be challenged in your creativity. So I appreciate the opportunity to go. I went to a couple of sessions. One was about something called the Dignity Index, and it's about breaking cycles of conflict and communication. Some schools are, middle schools and high schools more so, are embracing this approach, and it's about how you look at people as humans and everybody deserves dignity. It was a lovely presentation and a nice, it was hopeful. And regardless of where you stand on issues, you know, we're divided right now. And it just was hopeful that we can teach our children to interact, holding respect for other people. That was lovely. Then something that was not so lovely was the presentation on Florida's universal education savings account system that's been in effect, and at this point, that's their educational scholarships, and at this point is putting the state budget into a deficit, and they're not able to account for 30,000 students this past year, and they were audited recently and found all these shortfalls, but nothing was done this legislative session. So it was kind of like a cautionary tale. It was scary, but it does leave us with more information to go to our legislatures. What are we doing to prevent something like this from happening here? Another one I went to was on federal policy changes. And the most interesting thing I got out of that one, because it really didn't specifically talk about things I need to take home, but was how the Department of Education, how it's being consolidated and different departments are now handling things. And I'm sure you all are aware of what's going on because it's your job, but it was nice for me to see that breakdown. So I thank you for the opportunity to go.
Thank you. Anyone else want to share?
I'll just echo, I was at some of the same sessions as Alicia, but it's always an honor to go and represent the Franklin Special District, and a privilege to get to go. And I am always amazed at things I hear happening around the country, and I'm thankful they're not happening here. So I appreciate all the hard work we do here. And I think even just as a board, our unity, our willing to be civil with each other and have normal, good conversations with each other is always more apparent when I'm around other boards, and they're all have the best interests of students at mind, but sometimes it can be more challenging. I did attend one session at the very end. I stayed for the last general session, and it was a man named Mr. Stu. That's the only name they gave, but he spoke, his topic was bad kids don't exist, and it was actually so good. And I'll share more with the board at some time, maybe at a retreat, but it was hopeful. And it was he's a mental health person who's worked with kids in elementary ages, like 0 to 13 is his specialty, for like 30 years. And he had a lot of really great insights into behaviors and why behaviors might be going up, disruptive behaviors. And it was encouraging in a lot of ways. But anyways, that was one of the things that I took away, and did a couple other sessions on policy, but overall thankful to be there.
Right. I'll be brief if I can. I talked about the last conference I went to. Excellent keynote speakers, not people you've ever heard of before. This one had some excellent keynote speakers that you have heard of before. Felicia Rashad did a great job. That was Mrs. Huxtable on the Cosby Show. But rather than bore you with my thoughts that I don't know if you really would care about, I will give some of my takeaways to the board at our next work session, because I went to a session on AI where I thought they kind of missed the mark on. The gentleman was talking just about AI is bad, it's awful, which isn't my thought. I consider myself an AI evangelist for the city of Franklin, but even still, I learned a lot about what he was talking about that is bad, that you have to guard against. And of course, in the private sector, I love AI because my people can do a better job. But I get it. Too much AI at a younger age, they're not able to develop themselves. But again, I'll give more of my thoughts at a work session to the other members of the board.
Thank you. Ms. Bell?
Just one aspect that really struck me. I tried to attend every class that referenced young people and seeing them have some type of engagement. And a lot of boards are now starting to place young people on their board in some facet where they're able to hear direct from the students as to what they're thinking and what they're appreciating and not appreciating about the lessons that they're receiving. And I just have to tell you, tonight was just such an incredible opportunity to firsthand hear what our students are doing. I mean, we're bragging. You're probably not supposed to do this when you go, but I do it anyway because I'm so proud of Franklin Special and all that you do on a day in and day out basis. And so I try to just share some of the best practices that I'm bringing back. But to hear firsthand, people are so curious about our aerospace and to be able to hear the young people share just kind of what their thoughts are and how they're already looking and seeing the jobs that are available and the opportunities that they can even inquire about is so impressive. And um, hearing one of the young people, I went up to a couple of the young people afterwards and I said, what would you want me as a board member who, eighth graders our limit, and so these are most of them are young people in high school, but one young lady came over to me and said, Mrs. Bell, she said, I was just as effective in eighth grade. She said, I had a voice, I had and they were willing to, my teachers were willing to listen to what I had to say about my subjects and what I wanted to do later on, and they helped encourage me in public speaking, and so that was equally as impactful for us. That I know our middle school, I know how incredible our middle school principals are as far as listening to the young people, but if we can start grooming them even in these young ages, by the time they get to high school, they're already that much more ready for being able to share what they'd like to do in the future or participate in the superintendent. Um, he offers an opportunity for them to kind of share what their peers are doing. So that was incredibly helpful. And again, I'm so grateful that we had the young people speak tonight because that was just icing on the cake to what I was able to hear from the young people earlier while I was there. And then I also participated in listening and sharing how to have more board engagement when you're out at various meetings. And I'm so blessed that our board allows me the opportunity to go to the chamber events and other networking events. And people will come up to me now and just say, how's FSD? And they know I'm going to be prepared. And I ask, well, what area would you like to hear about? Because again, it's you use the word evangelist. It's our privilege to be your ambassador, to share, and so I just felt like it being at the conference and being able to share some of our best practices just fueled my opportunities to have more engagement when I'm out in the community and able to just share what best practices are going on. So if you ever have anything that you'd like for me to share out in the community, please feel free to let me know. I will say one thing that was really striking, and I'm looking back at Freedom Franklin Elementary. I shared about the Living Wax Museum that I participated in a couple of years ago, and I don't know if you guys are doing it again. No pressure, but people were just, I would love to be invited again because people were so amazed at how we're able to have kids,
use their public speaking skills and share. And I told about Amelia Earhart and Einstein and Miley Cyrus. And how I was, so curious when I went, because I was like, okay, well, what is this young lady going to share with me about Miley Cyrus that I don't already know? But her approach was so awesome in the way she shared, and she said it wasn't so much talking about Miley Cyrus, but how she looks forward to using her voice in music to not make some of the mistakes Miley Cyrus has made. And it was impressive. Anyway, I just thank you for letting me go to the conference and be a part of it.
All right, thank you. Anyone else?
I'm the only one who hasn't spoken, so let me throw this in. I'm sorry I missed it, but being coinciding with spring break, I'd already pre-registered for a environmental study on beach erosion. So while in the field, I did get an opportunity to have lunch with the Honorable Mr. Kent McNish.
Oh.
But I said I had the opportunity. I drove down there to see him, and when I got there, he said, "Hey, I forgot I have a doctor appointment. We'll have to postpone." So he does send his love and wishes he was here.
All right. Good report. All right. Appreciate all those comments, and thank everyone for attending. We'll carry on now. We have approval of the board agenda. Is there a motion? Mr. Stillings, is there a second?
I second.
Ms. Barker, all in favor? Thank you. Approval of the consent agenda. Is there a motion?
Motion to approve.
Mr. Townsend, second. Mr. Stillings, all in favor? All right. Business before the board. Dr. Snowden.
Yes, tonight we have one item. It is consideration of disciplinary hearing authority appeal, student 2526.1. This appeal is based upon an incident at Poplar Grove Middle School on January the 23rd. As you've read from Dr. Erickson's notes and the transcript of the disciplinary hearing authority held on February the 5th, as well as a copy of the video that was provided to you, this disciplinary action was related to marijuana being in a girls' restroom. There were 2 students involved in this matter. One student readily admitted her involvement and is now serving the remand to the Alternative Learning Center. The other student for which this appeal is made has been withdrawn from the school district and is being homeschooled. The disciplinary hearing authority unanimously voted to uphold the decision by the school for a 1-year placement at the Alternative Learning Center based upon FSD policy 6.309. As in all cases where students are remanded to the Alternative Learning Center, the director of schools has the authority to modify the consequences of a calendar year assignment. It has been the practice to allow students who have successfully completed their assignment to the ALC for the remainder of the school year to have the opportunity to begin the new school year at the next grade level and or school. I don't recall providing that same opportunities for students who withdrew without attending the ALC, but we would certainly consider that same modification for student 2526.1 if the parents requested such at the end of the current school year. To also support the placement of the student to the ALC, you were provided, and I mentioned that, a copy of the video. So as per board policy, the board has some choices. They may affirm the decision by the DHA, overturn that decision by the DHA, or modify the decision of the disciplinary hearing authority. The administration recommends that the board affirm the decision by the DHA.
Thank you, sir. Is there a motion on the floor to affirm the decision?
Motion to affirm.
Mr. Townsend, is there a second?
Second.
Ms. Bell, is there discussion?
I'd just like to add that I would like to have if we're allowed to add to that, the ability for these students to attend their school in the fall that they're assigned to. I know, like you said, that's typically what we do. I'm not sure how that works out in this situation, but I guess I'm just saying
parents have to request that.
Yeah. So I guess I don't know if that's included in this motion, but just to make it clear that these students can attend their high school. They're both 8th graders. Is that correct?
Yes.
They're both high school at the beginning of the new school year to help them transition. I'm not saying that has to be a part of the motion.
No.
That's not part of this appeal, correct?
Correct.
Okay.
Any other discussion? We have a motion and a second. All in favor? We are approved. Thank you. Dr. Snowden, Director of Schools report.
Yes, we provide information about the different aspects of our FSD enrollment period update. You can see all of those different issues and how their enrollment process works. Recruitment fair, FSD Careers and Connections, is this Saturday. We're excited to host that. It'll be from 9 to 11 here in the leadership room. All schools and departments will be represented as we look forward to meeting individuals who are interested in our school district. Also, board members are welcome to drop by that morning if you have some availability and would like to meet some of the prospective applicants. Also, I think at this point, if I remember correctly, Dr. Esling, you can correct me, but we have 75 people who are registered. Now, last year we had around approximately 100 people who attended, so not everyone registers. Some people just show up, and that's great. Well, you don't have to register to attend. But if you have an opportunity to come by, also we will have a virtual, and I think we have 7 maybe virtual conferences or interviews or opportunities, so people can participate virtually if they cannot be in person. We had a great meeting tonight recognizing students. Next board meeting, the April board meeting, we get to recognize our top 40 volunteers. So that's always exciting to have the 5 volunteers from each school that will be recognized. Budget process for 26-27. Dates for that budget work session are April 20th. Those work sessions are April 20th, May 18th, and June 15th. They'll all begin at 5:30. Once again, the first session will concentrate on the operation budget for finance, administration, and teaching and learning. Revenue and personnel will be the focus in the second one. The third work session will review the cumulative impact of the budget work from the first 2 sessions and hopefully facilitate the completion of that budget process. If you have any conflicts, please let Carol know. Night of celebration, April 30th. Please mark your calendars for this night, honoring our newest retirees, our teachers, also our teachers, novice teachers, classified employees, principal and supervisor of the year, the newest national board certified teachers, and also the newest legacy recipients. There will be a reception at 5 o'clock and the program starts at 5:45. Social media highlighting this special night will be on our website mid-April. We also hope that you can join us that evening. Young Scholars Institute online registration continues to do well. Dr. Carlton, you gave me that number this morning and I didn't put it in my notes.
I think it was like 558
Yeah.
total students or scholars have registered.
For the 2 weeks. So again, trending toward the same number that we had last year. Our summer learning camp will be Monday through Thursday for 4 weeks, starting June the 1st through June the 25th. That planning is ongoing. The camp will give first priority to those students needing additional support to prepare for the next school year, excuse me, and may also be available to other current FSD students as space allows. That's all I have. Thank you.
Anything regarding the open house we had recently?
It was very successful. I don't know if we have all the numbers yet, but we had most schools had several. We had some schools that didn't have as many, but we were able to attract some great possibilities of families who will join us. I had the opportunity to meet several of the families, and so we think it was extremely successful.
Thank you, sir.
I just have one thing to add,
Yeah.
and that is, you just said if we have issues with the work sessions, let Carol know. I will do so, but I don't have zero expectation that you guys are just going to make it fit my schedule, but I'll let you know in case there is some wiggle room.
All right. Any other comments or questions for Dr. Snowden? Not updates. Dr. Decker.
Nothing additional, sir. Thank you.
All right, Dr. Esslinger.
Yes, sir. We have our March sales tax collections are in, and they're 5.1% above March of last year, and we are now 5.6% year to year, more than year to year growth compared to this time last year.
Thank you, sir. It's a good report. All right. Any other announcements from the board? Any comments from the board? All right. We have several people in the audience from Leadership Franklin. We'd ask if you would stand and say who you are.
I'm Brady Cannon with Vanderbilt Health, and I guess we're near the end of our Leadership Franklin cohort. We got a couple sessions left. Quality of Life Day is coming up this week. It's been an amazing experience getting to know a lot of different components of the community, so we're looking forward to it. Thank you for recognizing us.
Thank you.
And I'm Allie Adair, so I'm a lifelonger here in Lansing County, and it has been fun to kind of come back and see some familiar faces. But I've also enjoyed my time in Leadership Franklin, being that I've lived here for so long. I didn't think I would learn anything, but I have learned something every month. So appreciate the announcing us. Thank you.
Thank you. Is there anything else that commands the attention of the board? If not, we are dismissed.